Hi, good evening, guys. Happy New Year. Hello, Arthur. Hi, can you hear me clearly? Let me know. If you can hear me clearly, just let me know. Hi, Fabems. Fabems. I hope I'm not murdering your name. Welcome and Happy New Year. Okay, you can hear me loud and clear. Welcome. Welcome. So let's just wait a few minutes for others to join and we move right to the business of today. So while we're waiting for others, can you tell me where you're joining in from? Tell me where you are. Official Febem said this our new resolution is like it's working. Yes, it's going to work. I told you guys that if I don't show up any Monday evening that I don't show up, you have the permission to come and drag me by my wigs. I'm giving you the permission, so I have to show up every Sunday, every Monday evening. I have to show up for us. So you're welcome. I'm happy to see you. FAAK is joining from Kaduna. Wow, welcome. So let me know where you're coming, where you are tuning in from. I am in Lagos, Nigeria. Someone just joined in from Kaduna. Just type, let us know in the comment section where you are. Hello, Royal Gele. Where are you joining us from? Hello, Latoya. Welcome. Happy New Year. Latoya is joining from Toronto. Wow, welcome. Oladuni is joining from Winnipeg, Canada. So I hope you have your questions ready because this is purely a Q&A session where I'll be answering all the questions I usually get in my DMs that I can't attend to one-on-one. So let me know the things you need me to answer. Once a few people join in, I'll make a quick introduction and then we'll just go into answering your questions, all questions you have regarding exports. Is that fine? Yeah. Royal Gale is joining from Dubai. Yay! Welcome. Paragon Global Merchants, welcome. Okay, so how are you doing? How are you guys? How is it over there in your end? Is it still cold? Are you still feeling Harmattan season? If you're in Nigeria, if you're outside Nigeria, how is it over there? Is it still like winter or it's getting warmer? Wow, Official Fabems is joining from Ukraine. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, so without further ado, let's just move right to our business of the day. So a lot of people have been calling to ask me if I do coaching. Febem said they're still feeling cold. They're still in winter. Wow. Winter, getting into winter proper. It's cold. I hope you have enough aboniki. I hope you have enough warm clothes and enough ingredients for proper Naija pepper soup. Yes, you do. Right. For us here in Lagos, Nigeria, it's barely hot. It's like we're moving from Harmattan to normal season, so the air is kind of dry but quite sunny. It was quite sunny today. Yes, so I have a lot of abroad people here that are still experiencing winter. So sorry about the cold. I hope you're keeping warm though. I hope you have enough remedies and things to keep you warm. So let's move right into it. Welcome guys, my name is Adora. I'm also known as the Smart Exporter. I'm happy to have you here. So I am called the Smart Exporter because basically I am an exporter. I'm into exportation business. I've been into the business for close to 4 years now. Yes, 4 years. Immediately I finished school, I read international studies and diplomacy. I graduated from the University of Benin City, Nigeria. So any Edo people here, yeah, I schooled in your states. So I got to know more about exportation in my final year in uni. I started knowing more about exports, but I couldn't fully explore it because Edo State is like one kind of location, especially Benin City. Benin City is a mix of a lot of people from Nigeria, so you get to hear about, and Benin citizens or Benin indigenes travel a lot. They tend to travel a lot, so most families, I think for every family in Benin City, they have someone abroad. Yay, greatest Uniben, yes. So like every family in Benin City or in Edo State have somebody that is abroad. So you get to see families preparing things, packaging things to send to their sisters in Italy, in Ukraine, in other EU countries, Germany, UK, London, wherever. So I started getting interest. I started having interest in it, and at that time I was also partially into foodstuff business because my mom sells foodstuff. We also have a buka. So I've been used to food. I've been used to the whole food business, food storage. When palm oil is in season, when palm oil is cheap, my mom will buy a lot of palm oil and store in drums. She would pay people to store it in drums. Most of my aunties and distant cousins store it for my mom, and when prices tend to increase, she will tell them to sell it off for her. The same with egusi business, the same with ogbono. So while in Benin, I started putting interest because Benin people have a lot of ogbono, like very good ogbono. Good evening. My certificate.
Yeah,
okay, I'm on a live class, so I have to cut it. Thank you. Can I have it?
I'll be sending it for feedback.
Okay, thank you so much. Alright. So sorry about that, guys. We fumigated our warehouse on Saturday, so the company brought a certificate to show that we did our proper cleaning for the warehouse. So that's what the fumigation guy just brought to me. So where was I? I was talking about ogbono, palm oil, egusi. I got to know more about ogbono while in Benin. I got to know more about egusi. I got to know about palm oil. I noticed that there were a lot of palm oil trees in Edo State, and I also heard Okomu palm oil company is in Edo State. So I started getting interest in it. I started putting my money as well with my mom, little by little then. So immediately after school, I got a job, first as a social media manager, and then later on I started pitching the idea to my then boss, because she currently stays as well. She stays in the United States, Indianapolis to be precise. So the page I was managing as a social media manager was it was more of a personal shopping page what she had in mind was to shop for people abroad, like shop from Amazon stores and other stores over there, shop for people in Nigeria, and then bring it down to Nigeria for us, like basically importation, personal shopping and imports to Nigeria. And I would help her with the running around for the import and all that. So after a while, I started pitching the idea to her, like, and it was also something she was already interested in, because I told her imports is already saturated, and with exports there is still a lot of opportunities in food exports, because Nigerians are moving abroad every day. Like, Nigerians are moving to a lot of countries for greener pastures, and definitely they will still want to eat things from home, they will still want to wear things from home, they will still want things that are still in Nigeria, basically. So we started the process of moving the company, getting it registered. We created another online page, and then we started getting, little by little, we started getting things from people, and I would do the personal shopping for people. I would go to the market and buy things for people, and because I already have an eye for good quality food stuff, people always they tend to keep coming back, because they're like, the last egusi you got for me was really nice, the prawns you got for me was of good quality, I've not seen this kind of, like, I've not used palm oil that is as good as this before. So with that, we started getting more clientele, people started referring us to other people, and that was how we expanded. Then that was for the air cargo session. Then for the sea cargo session proper, the idea came in 2020, COVID year. Who else remembered we had to stay home for close to 3 months? Yeah, was it 3 months? Yeah, we had to stay home for close to 3 months in 2020. Our air cargo business had already moved on quite well. It was thriving. We were getting a lot of goods for air cargo, but the whole world was shut down totally in 2020. From, I think, March to June, there was total lockdown in Lagos, Nigeria. So we were not getting income. So I started thinking, what can we do? How do we move around this? Because airlines were flying only special cases, like special needs and frontliners, healthcare workers. Not all cargo companies were working. I think only DHL was working, and DHL doesn't really carry food stuff like that, and DHL is quite expensive. So we started looking at other options, and then we thought about sea cargo. So when the lockdown was eased a bit, we started advertising the sea cargo session. We started advertising sea cargo services for people that wanted to move abroad. There were a lot of people that, prior to COVID, they had gotten PR to move to Canada. A lot of people that I knew, a lot of my air cargo customers as at then, had started telling me that, Ada, we will soon move to Canada, or how are we going to be getting our goods and all that. So a lot of people were basically relocating in 2020 as at the lockdown. So immediately after the lockdown happened, we started reaching out to these people that we have sea cargo now. We have the option of sea cargo for your sofa, your chairs, your clothing items, basically all the things you need to carry that will be expensive if you're carrying it through air cargo. Let us use sea freight for you. So it was a cheaper option, and trust had been established. So that was how we then upgraded and expanded into both air freight and sea freight. So basically that's my story. That's my business story. Welcome, guys. Welcome to all that have joined so far. So I did a quick introduction of how I got into food business and exportation. So you can start dropping your questions. Let me then move to exports, like quick introduction of how exportation works. Exports is, I don't need to define at this point. We are not in a formal class. So exportation is basically moving items from one country to another country, either through air, sea, rail, or what else? Which other means? Yeah, those are the three means: air cargo, sea freight. There's also rail and road, but Nigeria to a lot of countries are not connected by road, especially far distances, countries on other continents. So at this point, exportation that we would look at is air cargo and sea freight, from Nigeria to the UK, from Nigeria to Canada, from Nigeria to Dubai, from Nigeria to Germany, from Nigeria to Australia. These are regular cargo destinations. And Nigeria to South Africa, although I don't really do African countries, it's something I'm looking into this year. But basically, my experience so far has been with UK, USA, and Canada. Then expansion, I'm looking at expansion. I was looking at expansion into Cyprus last year, but they have a lot of rules and regulations against foodstuff. Cyprus and Ukraine. Someone here mentioned earlier on that you're in Ukraine. We might need to talk later about it, so we'll see how we can work together and talk about business. So what are the options for someone who stays in Nigeria and wants to send goods abroad? There are two means, like I've said earlier on: air freight and sea freight. Now I would quickly run through the advantages of each one. Air freight is like air cargo. You send things through airplane, like a cargo plane that flies. So air cargo is usually very fast because you use aeroplanes. It's usually very fast. For most countries, you would get your items in within a week to 3 weeks. You would get your items. For the UK, 2 days, 3 days, you've gotten it, because UK is just 6 or 8 hours from Lagos to London, right? Yes. So there are some countries you get your goods in less than a week. There are some countries that it takes between 2 to 3 weeks because of customs check and all that. So air cargo is quite fast. It is for items that you need quickly, and it's also good for people that need items like that are lightweight. For air cargo, you can use regular airlines that have cargo planes, like Air France. Cargo section is KLM cargo, KLM. Then we have Delta Airlines also flies regularly to most countries. South African Airways does African countries: South Africa to Lagos, Lagos to Kenya, Lagos to Zimbabwe, and all those other places. So air cargo is basically faster but quite pricey, because you get the convenience of getting your product faster. Then for things that are like wristwatch, maybe accessories, maybe sensitive materials that you don't want it tampered with, you don't want anybody to touch it, phones and the likes, we also have DHL. DHL is a freight carrier that's like, they have access to almost all the countries in the world. So they have their own planes. They are also quite fast. At least with DHL, no matter how far that country is, even if it's Antarctica and they have an international airport, within 3 to 7 days DHL has delivered, and they deliver to your doorstep. So if you have things like hair, you have things like accessories, creams, body items, personal effects, certificates, it's always best to use DHL. You get it in your doorstep. Then sea cargo takes, for UK, sea cargo to UK takes about 2 months. Other countries 3 months plus. And sea cargo is usually advised for people that have bulky items, like you have a lot of items that will cost you a lot. If you were ordinarily to use air cargo, for example, air cargo costs about 5,000 naira per kg to the United States, but for sea cargo it's 500 naira. the difference, like the margin is wide, you can see it. So most times air cargo minimum is about 100 kg and above if you are doing consolidated cargo, because you have to fill a container proper. So the price is cheaper because the goods are much, but it will also take longer. So that's one of the pros and the cons of air cargo. It is cheaper, but it takes longer. So for those who want to, welcome to Love Colors Lemonade. Thank you, thanks for joining. So air cargo is faster, sea cargo takes a longer time, but sea cargo is cheaper. That's the difference between the two. Then some things that are not accepted in air cargo, you can find your way, like you can meander your way and ship it through sea cargo. That's one of the allures or the attractions of sea cargo. So let me quickly move right into answering questions. I would also plead with you guys, please use the question icon. There's a section here that has question mark. Use it so that even if your comment goes up, I can always see your questions. If you type in the comment section, my eye might not pick it quickly, so please let's use the question icon. So FAAKS has a question. She's asking that when exporting, is the shipping cost added to the product, or is the buyer handling that? Me as an exporter will only send the product to shipping company. Okay, the way she typed it is quite confusing, but from what, if I can get you clearly, you're asking that when you want to send items, do you add the shipping cost to the product? No, ma, you don't, but it also depends on who you are shipping to and what the quantity is. Normally what I will advise is you tell the customer the price of this product as it is. If this product is 5,000 naira, tell the customer that this product is 5,000 naira. Then you let the person know the kg of that item. You weigh it, you give that person the kg. Or you ask that, do you have a preferred shipping agent, ma? Can I send this product to your shippers and they will send it down to you? So that way you give the person option. You give the person the option of, should I send it to your people and then they will send it across to you, or do I use my own shippers? Do I use my own cargo agents? So you let the person know the price per kg for this thing. Okay, the weight of this palm oil, let's say someone buys 25 kg palm oil from you, and you tell the person that the weight of this thing is 25 kg. Now my price for this thing, I think now palm oil is about 23,000, 22,000 here in Lagos, Nigeria. So you tell the person that the price for this thing is 22,000 naira, the weight is 25 kg. If I am to use my cargo agent, this is the price they charge. So if it appeals to that customer and they don't have any shipping agent, they will tell you, oh nice, I would like to talk to them, or yes, send it across to them. So they can pay you, they will pay you the price for your product, the price of the product, the worth of the item you're selling, and also pay the shipping fee. Now if it's a customer that you've established trust with and you want to like make them pay on delivery or something, which I don't really advise, though, don't do it. If you're a starter, don't do it. Don't do payment on delivery for international jobs, please, especially when you're just starting out, because you can't vouch for that customer and that customer doesn't know you that well either, so you tend to hurt yourself. Have I answered your question well enough? The buyer will pay for shipping cost. Even when you are buying from Amazon, let's say if I'm buying a book from Amazon, after I pay for that book, if that book costs 3,000 naira, they will calculate shipping fee for me. So once I'm checking out, I will see that shipping fee costs 1,300 naira. Even our local logistics, Jumia, when you order from Jumia or Konga, after you pay for maybe the fan or the hair or whatever you buy, when you are trying to check out, if it's not free delivery, they will tell you that shipping fee is 700 naira or 800 naira. You are the one paying for it, not Jumia, right? So that's how it works. I hope I've answered your question well. FAAKS, facts. Can I call you that if I can call you that? So the next question, Latoya is asking. Latoya asked a question about Ontario before. Let me see if I can get to it. How can one maximize the exports? How can one maximize exports in UK/Ontario? Based on your last quote, it's like Ontario is saturated. Yes, Ontario is saturated. Ontario, Toronto, Ottawa, they are saturated. But that doesn't mean you can't do business there though. If you position yourself properly, your pricing is good. It depends on what you want to do. Do you want to offer a product? Are you going to be a service-based business? It depends on what you want to do. If what you're offering is valuable, definitely people will patronize you. Yes, you can send a DM if you're interested in imports. I can share contacts of people that are very knowledgeable about mini importation and clearing and all that. So we're moving quite well. I'm kind of enjoying this already. So any other questions? Thank you. Please, what's the procedure for exporting snails? Which is better, air or sea cargo? Both are good, but it depends on the condition of the snails that you want to send. For exportation, packaging matters a lot. Like, do you want to send fresh snails? If you want to send fresh snails, you can actually send fresh snails. If you want to send dried snails, definitely you cannot use sea cargo. Like, if you want to send fresh snails, you can't use sea cargo because sea cargo takes about 3 months. But if it's to a destination that is 1 week, 3 days, 5 days, you can send fresh snails to the UK. What they do basically is, you know, this laundry baskets. That's the way I can describe it. You know those baskets. I think I'm back on. Sorry guys, my network. Okay, so where I stopped, you know those laundry baskets you put your dirty. Yeah, so you can ship fresh snails. If you are sending to the UK, you can send fresh snails. Basically, all you need to do is make sure the snails are clean. You pour them into those and they are live. You pour them into laundry basket. You sew the laundry basket short, like you use a rope, and make sure the cover is tight and the holes between the baskets, they are not wide enough for the snails to crawl out. So you have to get a basket that the net or the mesh is not that wide, so the snails can crawl out. Then if you get to the airport, there are also carpenters that have a wooden box. They do it has space in between, so air can still enter it. They use that to send other fresh products as well, like vegetables, agbalumo, and other fruits that are in season. What's agbalumo in English? Igbo people know it as udara. Yoruba people call it agbalumo. I think it's cherry or African star apple. Yes. So once it's in season, you see people selling it in UK, US, Canada. How do they get it? That's how they get it. So you can send snails through air cargo. Then you can also make sure that if it's properly dried, you clean it, you parboil it a bit, then you oven dry it. It will be really dry to a crisp, like the kind dry wey be say if they throw am for wall, you go fit bounce back. That kind of dry. Then once it's properly dried like that, you can send it through sea cargo, and you can also send it through air cargo as well. Because something that is properly dried, even if it takes a year, it will still be okay. I hope that question is good enough for you, Olayinka. Then next question, what is the procedure for exporting dried ginger? Dried ginger is packed into bags. It's packed into bags. If it's whole split gingers, you pack it into bags of 5 kg, 10 kg, 25 kg sacks. If you want, it depends on what your what the buyer wants. If they want it powdered, you have to put it into pouches, and if they want it in cups, you also put it in those small cups that have tight lids. So what the customer wants will determine how you pack it. But I would advise that you should have different packaging options for a customer to pick from. You should have some in cups, you should have some in pouches, you should have some in bags for people that are buying wholesales. When people are buying in bulk, you can't sell it in bottles for them, right? That's it. Yams are sent in cartons, but the thing with Nigeria is we don't have good process. Most of the yams you see in Canada, Ukraine and Dubai, you see products of Ghana on it, right? They are Nigerian yams. These people go into Kano, they go into Kaduna, they go into Nasarawa, and they buy Nigerian yams. They clean it up properly, and because their government has facilitated the process, so yam is perishable. It doesn't stay long. It doesn't do well with heat. Yam doesn't do well with heat. So imagine if you want to send yam and you bought it from the north. Some are already going bad because of the process of moving it from northern Nigeria to Lagos. Now you have to sort out some that are bad already and make sure you put the good ones. You send it through a container. Let's assume in this case that it is bulk supply. You are doing bulk procurement, and you send it to Apapa, and it stays close to a month or two in Apapa. Most of the yams will already be going bad before it then gets to Canada and all that. But in Ghana, within a week, whatever paperwork they want to do, they've done it, and they've expedited the process, so the ship will move fast. It gets to Canada on time, or gets to the other country and is still in good condition. So their government has made the process easier for them. You can also send yams through air cargo as well, although not to all countries. I've sent yams to Canada before, I think close to 200 tubers. What I do is, whenever I need to supply yams to a Canadian buyer, I make sure that I put extra. So if this person wants 10 tubers, I have to put like 14 tubers. So if 4 goes bad, the person still have the original 10 they want. So they are not at a total loss, and I don't have to deal with an angry customer. So you can send yams through air cargo in little quantities, and through sea cargo as well if it goes through Ghana. It's usually in cartons, but those cartons have holes because yam does not do well with heat. So they put it in cartons the way you see it in your stores in Canada over there, and then you put holes. Like let's say it's a standard maybe Indomie size kind of carton. You punch about 6 holes into it, 2 holes on the sides, or 8 holes, and it's good to go. Or you use those crates, like those kind of tomato crates for it. You guys are doing well. I've been getting a lot of questions. Ask your questions now. I'm quite busy. I might not attend to you if you come to my DM. So ask your questions. Ask your questions. I'm here for you. Okay, the next question is from Oladuni. She's asking if I only cargo items I buy or sell alone, or as an individual, can you send goods for cargo? If you do cargo for goods, not supplies by you, is there a minimum kg for air freight? I think you're asking three questions in one, but I will try to answer it all. So first of all, you asked if I only cargo goods that I buy for people. No, I also cargo goods that people buy from other people, or people send their relatives or their normal supplier, they bring it to us and we ship for them. So it's not only goods that I buy for people that I send, I also send other people's goods. Then your second question is can an individual send me goods for cargo? Yes, an individual can send me goods for cargo and I'll cargo it for you, even if I'm not the one that bought those goods. I'll just send to the receiver and the receiver will get it. Then if I do cargo for goods, not supplies by me, is there a minimum kg for air freight? Yes, the minimum kg for air freight is 10 kg for regular air cargo. But if it is not food stuff like personal effects, there is no, if you are using DHL, there is no minimum. You can send 2 kg, you can send 1 kg with DHL. Okay, do you do intermodal routes to your buyer? Can you explain that better, please, so I don't mix up what you're asking? Royal Gele is asking, how did you send yams to Canada and they weren't seized? I sent it through, it was KLM. Was it KLM or Air France we were using then? Was it KLM or Delta? One of them. But I know there's a client I always get. There's a client I always get Indomie, foodstuff, provisions, and she always asks for like 5 to 6 yams, and I send about 10 tubers of yams to her. It gets to her, although sometimes like 2 of the yams would have spoiled, but she still gets some. How did I send the yams? I explained it. I put them in cartons and I punch holes into the cartons. That's the regular way we send other things like gari, elubo. That was how I sent it. Although you can, if you are, I think you mentioned that you are in Dubai. I think you may have to slice them into smaller bits. Maybe you might slice them into smaller round bits so that they see that there is nothing hidden inside. Because Nigerians, akala gon adaju, we are what's the daju name now? What's the meaning of daju? We are something else. There is no trust for items coming into Nigeria. There's just a suspicion. Once they say something is from Nigeria, cargo, customs, wherever it is going to, they always stand at alert, because if it's coming from Nigeria, they can't tell if they are goods, like if there are contraband stuffs inside, if the goods are spoiled or something. So it might just be that you had a bad case where by the time you got to customs, the goods are already spoiling and they trashed it. So you have to make sure that it's really dry, like really dry yam. You don't, if it's rainy season, don't buy yam that is still wet. Like you buy old yam. If you want to send, buy old yam. That time is already dry, and the propensity for it to get spoiled in transit will be low. Do you understand, ma? Oluwafemi gave a translation that it means we have red eye. It means you have red eye. God will help us. Like, we really need to protect our reputation as Nigerians. There are a few bad eggs, but their reputation has preceded the reputation of the good ones. Nigerians are really great people. We are amazing people. We are doing a lot of groundbreaking things. We are forward thinking. We are making a lot of movements over there. I think the Nigerian community have the highest number of professors in the US. We are the most educated segment, but still, just because of a few bad eggs, anybody coming from Nigeria, they tend to treat us with caution. Maybe the process has changed, or the airline you used as at that time, they did not they don't take fresh yams then. But I've sent yams to San Francisco. even USA, yes. I've sent yams to one of my customers that opened a restaurant in San Francisco, then California, Eco Kitchen. Yes, I sent close to 100 yams to her then, and she got it. Okay, yes, thank you, thanks for joining. I'm pleased to have helped you with that. So when next you want to, you should just let me know. If you're giving it to another cargo agent, always ask the cargo agent, your cargo agent, that which airline will you use, so that you will check if that airline has restriction for that particular product. If not, just let me know. I sell smoked. Ayorinde is asking that he sells smoked catfish. How can I get buyer for my smoked fish? Okay, there are 3 people you can target if you are selling smoked catfish. This applies to other foodstuff suppliers in Nigeria. 1, you target regular individuals in diaspora. For this to happen, you have to have a good business page and show your processes, show what you do, how you do the fish, how healthy the fish is, like how clean your surrounding is and all that. Then individuals that need those things will come to you. You can also run sponsored ads, Facebook ads and Instagram ads from time to time. Then the next set of persons you want to target is restaurants over there. You target these people, you tell them you have a discount for them, and that you have an agent or shipper that might be cheaper, because most of them, it's not like they don't want these things from Nigeria, but when they think of the cost of sending it, they will just get discouraged. Imagine you are sending 30 kg bag of fish, and to send that 30 kg, if it's in the US, that is 5,000 naira per kg or 4,000 naira for doorstep delivery, depending on the state they are in. Most people will spend nothing less than 180,000 naira to send fish that they bought for 30,000 naira. So look at it. If you are the one, you naturally get discouraged. So if you have a good agent, for someone that is trying to get into export, your agent really matters. If you have a good cargo agent that gives you good deals, you always get customers, because you can always tell the customer that, oh, my agent charges so and so price, oh, in case it's cheaper than your own agent, please let me know so I can send it to them. Then you proceed, you've made sales. Then another way you can also make money is, most cargo agents now, they give you discounts for bringing products to them. So you can be a sub shipper. Like if you are not a regular cargo person, you can, whenever you take goods to your agent, you ask for a discount. You tell the person that you are supplying this thing, so you need a discount, because you always keep bringing goods to them. So for something that is 4,000 naira, as an agent, they might charge you 3,000. Like as a sub shipper, your agents might charge you 3,800 naira. Now calculate to 200 naira per kg times, if you are sending 50 kg or 100 kg, that's to 200 naira per kg. If you multiply it by 100 kg, 200 kg, 300 kg that you send weekly, you are also making money from exporting as another stream of income, apart from money for your products that they pay you for. So those are the ways that you can make money for it. Then you target caterers in diaspora. These caterers, they have money. Oh, they have money. But I even have a post that after this live class I'm going to put it about how you can make money for those abroad, how you can make money from catering in your house. So let me quickly give expo to you people that came here. Let me give you sharp expo. Okay, so most caterers that I know that are my customers, when they are buying things, they buy in bulk and they send through sea cargo. So by the time it gets to them, let's say all the gari they use, all the elubo, all the palm oil, they send it through sea cargo, right? And in 3 months time it gets to them. So the money they would have used to send 300 kg or 500 kg worth of beans, gari, elubo, and so they did it through sea cargo, so it's cheaper for them. So they have a lot of goods that are now with them. They use the cheaper means to get it, so their interest rate is kind of high, and most of them operate from their home, right? So there is no overhead cost of paying for a restaurant, a physical location. They are working from their home, they are cooking from their home, and they supply people. So most of them also advertise food stuff. They sell those food stuff that they got in bulk, and they sell it to people. Then when you want cooked food, they take from these items that they already have a lot and cook. So they are making money from two ways. Then people that need things like mortar for pounding yam, that need things like big pots, that need things like, basically other kitchen utensils that you would prefer to get from Nigeria. These people would have already shipped it through sea cargo, and then they just sell it off. So they are making cool money from that as well. So if you see caterers abroad, please give them their respect too. Those people they are the MVPs. They are making serious money, and you just see them cooking from their home, like on a low key, and you think it's just a small business. Some of them are earning like better than people that work 9 to 5, honestly. Yeah, so that is that for exportation and how you can get buyers for it. So reach out to caterers, reach out to individuals that and reach out to restaurants. Then also stores like mini African stores or supermarkets over there. You have to run sponsored ads, and for you to have sponsored ads, you have to have a page. So social media is necessary for any business in this our generation, in this time and season. For every business that you are doing, you need a social media page, you need an Instagram page, you need a Facebook page. You need to consistently be showing the things that you are doing. Put it in our face, carry it on your head, show us what you are doing. I know someone in Akure, Ondo State, that does fish smoking. At first he started with selling fish, roasted catfish for people. Then after a while he made a bigger oven, and he started offering the service of fish smoking for people. I think Tiki Fish Akure, or Tiki Fish Farms Akure. So there are many ways, there are many streams of income around exportation. We've talked majorly on this call about products for people in Nigeria. Then for those in diaspora as well, what are the things you can do? You can be a sub shipper or a sub agent. Like I mentioned, for Canada, we need a lot of people in people in locations that are not Calgary or Toronto. We already have agents in Calgary and Toronto, and when you reach out to most shipping agents, they will tell you that because Calgary and Toronto are the airports, like they are the popular airports where goods get into. Most of the other airports in other provinces, the customs over there are kind of strict. So things that would pass through Toronto airport smoothly might go through Winnipeg, go through Saskatoon, go through Manitoba, and they will seize it. So that might be the case of the lady that talked about her yams being seized. It just occurred to me that the entry airports that it passed through might also be another factor. If they don't know that thing and it's coming from Nigeria, their first inclination is to just seize it and trash it. So for locations that don't have huge Nigerian population, that's a challenge that we have. So we're looking for more agents or more people that reside in these places, that the more they relate with customs, the more they go to clear things, the customs will become accustomed to, like they'll become used to products that are coming from Lagos, that these things are not contraband, is the products from this person's home country. Do you get? So for those in diaspora, you might want to look at agents. Then you might want to look at doing the work of an agent. You might want to look at catering if you like cooking and you're interested in cooking. If you are into fabrics, one way to make profit from it, I know it's going to be capital intensive when you're just starting, but buy your fabrics in bulk and ship it through sea cargo. Like you get a whole lot of benefits. At least fabrics do not spoil, abi, even if it takes 3 months. The gele, the aso-oke, the ankara doesn't spoil, aso-oke doesn't spoil, auto gele and the stuffs, accessories, whatever you need, send it through sea cargo. By the time it gets to you, the chances are that it will already be costly in Nigeria, so you have a cheaper landing cost. Your landing cost of it getting to Dubai or South Africa or wherever you are is way cheaper. So for someone, if somebody that sent through air cargo is selling a particular fabric for $100, you that you sent through sea cargo and you are selling it for $45 or $35 because your landing cost was cheaper, people will rush you, right? Is a no-brainer. Your price is cheaper and you still have the same quality, they will come to you because your price is cheaper. But you want to make sure that you keep having a steady supply. It's not just that you receive goods in this month and you finish selling and you don't have goods again. So if you need sharp goods, you can always do air cargo, but make sure that you have bulk shipments. You buy a lot of things here in Nigeria. They do a lot of shopping for you from Balogun, from Oshodi. They buy all the materials that you want to resell. And if you are selling finished pieces, if you are selling ready to wear, make sure that the designs you have, the quality and everything is on point. By the time it gets to you, you already have goods. Your price will be cheaper and people will rush you if you do your adverts well. So create expectation for your goods. You might always send out designs on your social media pages that this is what we have, these goods are coming, pre-order it. Then they pre-order the fabrics, the styles, the lace and all that. When it comes, then you deliver and everyone is happy. So that's that for fabrics business, for food business, and for food business. We talked about yams, we've talked about snails, we've talked about ginger, then we've talked about fabrics and food, food, catering. What else? Any other question? We have close to 1 hour already. Any other questions? I've answered this one. Minimum kg for air freight is 10 kg. I mentioned that already. What is my experience like with export to Winnipeg? My experience has been good. I've not had any bad experience exporting to Winnipeg, but it always goes through Toronto, so that's where my issue is. So at the end of the day, from Toronto, customers have to pay again for logistics to Winnipeg. So that's why I'm looking for people that are within Winnipeg that we can send directly. I have good connection with airlines, so if I have good if I have good rates, the thing with these airlines is they also want business, right? So if there's a location that an airline doesn't go to normally, but I go to them and I tell them this is my company, this is our track record sending to US, we send to Chicago twice weekly, we have 5 tons every week, and I want you to be sending goods to Winnipeg for me. If they ask me, the first question they will ask me is, what is the kg? Do you get? So if I have customers in Winnipeg and I can meet up with the kg, if I can meet up with targets that the airlines will give me, not particularly the targets that I have to meet, but if the amount is right for them, they will do it. Because once they start flying to Winnipeg, it is money for them. They start getting another customer base. They are expanding into a new location and they are making money. They've satisfied me. I will stick with them. That's the same thing we did with KLM. They didn't used to fly to Chicago before. Their Was it Chicago or Atlanta? I know there was a location that we had issues with, because once goods get there, the goods can get there from Lagos to that particular state. It was Chicago now, yes, it was Chicago. Like, goods will get there from Lagos to Chicago will take 5 days, then Chicago customs will take like 2 weeks to check that load and clear it. So customs were complaining. We went to the airlines and we told them, see, we can't maintain this thing again. We are going to port from you people. We are going to move to another airline. You either have to facilitate it, fast track it for us that our goods will be cleared on time in this particular state, or you move to another state for us. So they answered, yes, they did it. They did it. So I'm looking at something like that for Canada already. I need people in other provinces, but for me to meet up, for me to go to the airlines and tell them that I want you to be flying to this particular place, I have to have a certain large number. I have to give them a good number. Like, I'll be doing 2 tons weekly, or I'll be doing 3 tons, I'll be doing 5 tons. That's what will entice them. So there are a lot of opportunities for people in these provinces. Then you now get to clear for me and distribute to people around your location. Fresh vegetables through Ontario is weekly. We do it every week. Is it every week or every 2 weeks? Yes, every week. Though they have a certain date, like they tell us the date ahead of time. We freeze those products. Fresh vegetables, they go through frozen cargo. All the tete, ugu, what's it called? Fresh leaves, like these leaves for doing moi leaves, even fresh snails as well. You tie it, you keep it in nylons. There are some leaves that you have to wrap with you have to wrap it with sellotape and newspaper. You wrap it with newspaper. Things like oha, things like water leaf, you wrap it in fresh newspaper. You put it in a nylon or ziploc that is airtight, and then you pour ice block on top, or you freeze it. Then you give it to the airlines. That's how you get the fresh vegetables. The fresh vegetables you see in stores, that's how we send it. You pack it, freeze it, put it into styrofoam containers. You know all these coolers, this white part of coolers that you see is called styrofoam cooler. After this class, you can just Google styrofoam cooler. Like those white things they tear, they used to protect electronics like fridge and all that, household items. They have one that comes like a cooler. It has cover. So after we freeze it or we pour ice block on top of those vegetables that are already inside nylon, it will get to you fresh. Nothing will happen to it. The snails and fish, and sometimes even cooked food. Some people that want cooked food, maybe soup or something, from Lagos to UK or Lagos to Canada, you do that as well. Freeze the soup, put it in styrofoam cooler, and send it with air cargo, frozen cargo. If you send it through frozen cargo, by the time you get it, it looks fresh. It looks like you just bought it from my 12 market in Lagos. My next training will be mid-February. I have a lot of shipments lined up for this month. So mid-February, I'll have a group class. I'm looking at the price. My last price was 25,000 naira. I don't want to do less than, because forward ever, it's not going to be below 25,000 naira. Then I'm looking at bringing someone that will teach you about food stuff. I will teach you in depth about food. Where to get kulikuli, where to get gari, where to get this one, where to get that one. She's a very known, she's very good with food stuff, and she's someone I've worked with for a while. She Wills Food. She does training on food stuff packaging, food stuff business, how to start food stuff business, and how to make it profitable. So we might collaborate and do a class that will be between the range of 25,000 naira to 40,000 naira. There will be group coaching, there will be accountability, there will be coaching calls. You can call us and you'll have access to us, but it's not fixed yet. Let me see how we run it. How to get, so that's when I'll do my next training. I don't have the time yet. Let me just be doing this free for you guys. Then I also have one-on-one. If you need me to coach you properly on your own industry, whether it is fabrics, whether you want to go into like braided wigs from Nigeria, products from Nigeria, we do a one-on-one. You have access to me for 3 months. I coach you. I give you contacts of fabric merchants or food stuff. If you are into food stuff, I will basically give you all the contacts you need at cheaper locations, because for you to have an edge, you need to be getting goods from the source. You need to ensure that if they are selling bag of beans for 50,000 naira in Lagos, you are getting it from someone in Kano or from someone in Kaduna at 35,000 naira or 40,000 naira, so that at the end of the day, after the process of exporting, your price is still much more reasonable to draw customers. Do you get? So contact is one very important thing in export. For anything you want to do, ensure that you are getting it from the source. Ensure you are getting it from the closest source to the primary producer. Make sure you are getting it from either the farmer or the direct buyer from the farmer. For fabrics, if it's Adire and Nigerian product, make sure you are getting it from the places where they are doing the Adire, the tie and dye. Make sure you are getting, like Ogun State, we have a lot of places in Ogun State they do it. We have places in Osun as well, so you get a lot of that. Adire to Ankara, we have people that supply us from Cotonou. We have markets in Lagos that you get it at a good rate. So my one-on-one is currently 100,000 naira, but slightly negotiable depending on what your business is about and how easily I can get good verified contacts that will not cheat you because you are abroad or because you are not in their location. Then there will also be follow-up guides, how to do ads, how to position your business so that you'll be seen by people, by customers. A lot of times people have good products, they have good prices, but because people don't see you, they won't patronize you, right? Like, you have everything nice, but if you are not in the faces of people, how will they buy? So you need to be in the faces of people. You need to talk about your business. You need to know how to publicize your business, how to make your business attractive, how to do Facebook ads, how to run Instagram ads, how to post on your page, how to write captions, storytelling for your business basically, and a whole lot of things. Guide and access to agents, guides and access to airlines. If the quantity you are doing is much, we might have a way we would link you up with airlines or with principal agents, direct agents. Then for the country you are moving it into, you also need brokers contact, or at least a clearance agent that can clear for you and distribute to other people. So these are the things we'll cover for you. And for people in the USA, we also have a warehouse in USA, so we can cover warehousing and fulfillment of orders for you. What else? Which other niche? Someone should give me another business. Someone should give me another business that I can talk about. It's already past 7, so last question. This class is going to be strictly 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday. Once you are here, 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday. No holds barred. I will tell you all you need to do. I would guide you as long as you are willing to work. So I need people that when they get the information, they run with it and they get results. That's what I want this year. If you do that, I'm satisfied. Even if I can't run paid classes, because my timing is something else. I don't even have time for myself. I'm still in the warehouse, as you can see. I'm still in the warehouse. Like, look at it. I'm right here. I'm still at work. So as long as you get information, and information is pricey, information is expensive right now, life in Lagos now, because the information you don't have is the edge that you need. there are some things that you need to get. If you get that information or that contact, it will move your business from 0 to 100, because once your prices are better than that of your neighbor, definitely they want to patronize you. So come with your questions. I will try my best for us to do justice to your question, answer it, and if you move with it, definitely you will get results. So last question for the day. We've done 1 full hour and 6 minutes. I'm proud of myself. Yay, I finally made out time and I'm doing it. Thank God. I just hope I'll be consistent throughout this year. I just hope so. Welcome. My close friend is here. Jacinta, welcome. Yay, Nepa. Jacinta is tuning in live from the UK as well. Nepa has done it too. They've done what only them have the power to do. Epube, please help with the gen, or give me your touch first. Give me your phone touch. So last question for the day. Hey God, last question for the day, and let's go. Nepa has told me to round up. Last question for the day. Last question for the day. Paragon Global Merchants, please, what's your question? Use the question button so that I can see it. Please, what's your question? Did you ask about fresh vegetables? I already answered about fresh vegetables. It's 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days and you get it. UK is like 2 days. Royal Gele asked about my next training. My next training is next month, like 2nd or 3rd week of February. Mimi asked about dried vegetables. Dried vegetables is normal air cargo. You can use air cargo and you can use sea cargo. With air cargo, in 3 weeks you've gotten it. Sea cargo takes about 2 to 3 months. Welcome, Plenum Foods. Hi. Jacinta, DM me after so we can talk about UK, like cargo agents to UK. Although UK is very, very restrictive though. Most agents smuggle fish into UK because it's not allowed. So things like fish, things like oporoko, stockfish, chicken products, not chicken, UK customs doesn't accept it. So you might want to look at other ways, either giving it to someone that is traveling to carry it for you, or I have some agents that do. My company doesn't take contrabands, any form of contrabands, we don't take it at all. Because of our reputation, we've gotten to an extent that we can't easily escape things like smaller companies would. So once they see our name, they tend to check our stuff more. So some other smaller companies, some smaller export companies can smuggle some things and get away with it, but not us. So I will give you contacts of people that do UK, that do fish, pomo, all those kind of things. Although they charge higher, the normal fee to UK is between 1,000 naira to 1,003. But if these cargo agents, they are smuggling things for you, they collect more, they charge more because of the risk attached to it. So if you are still interested, let me know and we'll talk about it. Paragon Global, you asked about spices and dried vegetables through sea cargo. Definitely, dried ugu can last for like a year or 2 years. Dried vegetables, once they are properly dried, nothing happens to it. When it gets there, the person will just soak it in water. Either soak it in water overnight or for some minutes, and it will rise back again. You use it. So you can send vegetables through sea cargo. Spices like turmeric, dried ginger, pepper, you can send it through sea cargo. You can also send through air cargo. Even what's it called, some people now do fish powder. You grind crayfish, dry shrimps is okporo, those bigger crayfish, and maybe catfish. They grind it together, bottle it up. It usually gives food like a new aroma, so you might want to look into that if you are not already doing it. Like fish spices, look at pepper, look at pepper mixtures, look at turmeric, look at all these spices from the north. Moringa sef, you can grind moringa, turn it to powder, and people really buy it because moringa has a lot of nice health benefits. So there is a lot of things to do in spices, and one thing I like about spices is lightweight. So cost of shipping it will not be that much because the kg is small, so you will get customers and they will not be angry if you tell them the rate for shipping it. If you are doing both air cargo, your goods are small, so your shipping fee will not be much. If you are doing sea cargo as well, you can carry a lot of items and your kg will be very little. Like you can carry dried vegetables of 1 million, and the kg will not be up to anything. So you will not be paying as much as somebody that is carrying palm oil, because the weight of palm oil is much. So if you want to go into spices business, like you are in a good deal, just know how to market yourself well and properly package your items. Then if you need contacts of people that will do very attractive labeling for you, I can give you my graphics designer contact free of charge. He will design the labels for you, and you just stick it onto your rubber. Say let's just imagine that this container, a smaller one, has ginger or turmeric or your pepper in it. This item, this labeling here, let me hold this thing in here. This labeling here is a stick-on, like this thing is like a sticker. They just stick it to this thing. So packaging for spices business is easy. You can quickly do it. You can just give your logo to a graphics designer. They will design it for you, and you buy empty containers like this from Ojota or from the market closer to your area. You pour your pepper or your ginger or whatever spices you need, you pour it into it and you stick it on, and you have products that are packaged at global standards. It's very easy. Spices business, in fact, I have a mentor that does only ginger. She supplies only ginger to companies. So if you need more information, just let me know. You can book a one-on-one, or you can wait for our paid class. But I still can't wait for now. Every Monday I'm here with you guys. So it has been a nice time, and I'm really happy I did this. 1k to 3k package. Is it for sea cargo? No, sea cargo is 500 naira per kg. Either USA or Canada. We are looking at UK this year, but I just want to look at how we can move around the limitations. UK custom, they don't want to see beans, they don't want to see egusi, they don't want to see fish, and these are the things people like to carry. So how we go do this has just been our major limitation for not doing as much UK sea cargo as we do for Canada and USA. So UK is 500 naira per kg. 500 naira per kg. So if you have 10 kg, that's 5,000 naira. If you have 100 kg, 50,000 naira. So with 50,000 naira, if you are sending things through sea cargo, you are paying only 50,000 naira. But if you are sending this thing through air cargo, 5,000 naira per kg times 100 is 500,000 naira. So you see the margin now. So people that are relocating, people that have clothes, people that want to carry all their baby items, books, in fact even sofa. We've carried chair last year, like a full 3-seater, a full 2-seater, and one seater too. The guy was relocating with all his family, so he basically carried all their things. The only thing that guy didn't bring to us was mattress. I think he dashed it out. But their duvet, their bed sheets, their clothes, everything, he brought it to us and we sent it to him. So guys, I finally spent 1 hour 15 minutes with you guys. I'm really happy. I answered all your questions. If you're really happy to be here, we have a WhatsApp group where we also talk from time to time. You can just send me a message and I'll add you to the group. Then also stay tuned. From time to time, I'll be sending information, details. I'll be sending you strategies, business opportunities, and other things that you can do in the exportation line, export chain, businesses and opportunities along the export chain. Earlier on in the week, I gave expo about packaging materials. I talked about how much I paid my carton supplier last year, pallet supplier, sellotapes, and other things. So there are other coded industries that even if you are not exporting, because exporters use those products, you will make money if you are selling them. So if you want to know more about these things, you are in the right place. I welcome you and I'm happy you are here with me. My name is Adora, or the Smart Exporter, and once again, see you next week. Every week, Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. West African time, I'll be here with you. I love you. I'm happy you joined. Bye. Have a nice day or night. So how do I end this now, and how do I save it? I want to save it.